Hi, it's early in the morning. We are getting ready to head out to Fort Lauderdale to then hop on a plane to head over to South Andros Island in the Bahamas. Yay, I'm so excited to go on this trip. So yeah, I'm packed, I'm ready. I've got my J. Crew tote, I've got my Away suitcase, I've got my Caerula comfy tennies, I've got my little blue dress, and we are ready to go. So we're gonna hit the road. Jump in the car, come with us. We made it to the executive airport in Fort Lauderdale. Getting ready to get on a plane. We have a little bit of extra time because I always want to be way early and my husband doesn't. So we stopped at Starbucks, got a coffee, so we're not as early as we would have been. But yeah, we're early. But that's just me. I get nervous if we're not. We are headed to dinner tonight at U.S.A. It's the basically only restaurant for dinner. So we're going to be there, I think, every single night. We got to choose what we wanted to eat when we first checked in. So we'll see how that goes. We had a wonderful little rainstorm. It was nice. So we had dinner at U.S.A. It was great. Jim had the lamb and I had the grouper. It was very, very good. Jim's side accompaniments weren't exactly things that he would normally choose. That's half the fun. So we did that. It's very, very, what's the word for non-crowded? Very few people here, to be honest. Not very many at all. But this place is gorgeous and the service has been lovely. And it is a little bit out of the way. That's one thing about this place. It's definitely out of the way, but so far we're very much enjoying the relaxation of it all and just listening to the ocean right now. So we're sitting here digesting and we have the ocean right in front of you. I'll show you what we see. Good morning. We're having breakfast at Switcha. Cute little place with pastries and coffee and fruit and things like that, smoothies. Good morning. I don't know if you can hear me over the wind and the surf and all that, but it's another gorgeous morning here. Yesterday, I kind of dropped off the face of the earth from filming a little bit, but I definitely have some pictures to show. We went snorkeling, and I didn't film any of that. I didn't want to have my camera with me in the ocean, so that's just me, but found some really cool shells and some neat sea life stuff, so that was good. The first day yesterday, we saw a barracuda just while we were still on land. We saw the barracuda go by, and we also saw a couple sharks, small ones, like little ones. go by, so that was pretty neat. So we were just kind of constantly on beach watch, which was really neat. But then we went snorkeling and came back, and there was a bit of a thunderstorm, so we were relaxing out here on the patio, which is the perfect place. It's just so wonderful. It's covered, but yet it's right there on the ocean. So it's been very nice to have this spot. And we got some lunch over at Drifts, just right over there. And I had fish tacos, and we had salad, and we had, and Jim had steak and frites. So it's been very, very good, very nice and enjoyable. We took a nap and watched the sunset. It's all just been kind of perfect. Very relaxing and so very nice. So today, I just finished getting ready, and Jim is finishing getting ready, and we are going to be going to breakfast at U.S.A, and then possibly doing a bike ride. They have bikes that you can use, to bike around a little bit. So we're going to probably bike to the dock and back. It's just a smallish kind of a thing. It's like a 4-minute drive in a car, so it's a decent biking trip, but someplace to sort of get around and get some more exercise. And then later on this evening, we have an evening cruise around the islandy area, so we get to see this place from the other side, from the ocean, which will be great. So that's what the plan is today. I'm looking forward to it. It's been very, very nice. Perfect. Just perfectly relaxing, exactly what we needed. So our plans have changed for the day. We went to breakfast, it was wonderful, and then we decided to take a little walk up and down the beach as the surf was picking up and it was getting a little more wild out there. And we got to stumble upon this cute little path and things that the Bomber kids made. And I'll show you that a little bit and you'll see some of that. It was so cute. There was that, and then we came back up here, sat on the patio, and tried to decide what we were doing the rest of the day. We had plans to possibly go biking, but the wind is intense and there's a storm coming. We got a phone call saying our flight out on Thursday was going to be delayed. We were supposed to go Thursday morning, but because of the tropical storm, we're definitely now on the later flight, which will be very interesting because hopefully that one will happen. So there's that. And then we had an evening boat cruise thing planned for this evening, and the guy came to tell us that it's just too choppy, that wouldn't work at all. So they may be able to do it tomorrow instead. We'll see. So plans have changed. We're just doing whatever we're doing, and we got some lunch over at Drifts, and we're just enjoying ourselves and relaxing. And it's beautiful. And that's it for now. We're gonna relax some more and then go to dinner. They have this book in the room and I'm going to read it, some of it, you know, just take a look through. It looks very interesting. We're getting a little bit of a rainstorm kind of a thing coming through, and it's absolutely refreshing. I love it. Sitting on this patio has been so relaxing, and then hearing it rain and hearing the surf. It's kind of perfect, really, so enjoying every second of it. Hello, this is our last day here. I didn't film too much in the last 2 days because we had an issue with the weather. We had a tropical storm come through and there was thunderstorms and rain and all sorts of things happening. Our boat cruise was canceled last night, so we went to dinner here, which was nice though, but yeah, we were hoping for the little boat cruise thing. And then today was supposed to be our little hike to the Blue Hole and swim in the Blue Holes. And that didn't happen either because of the high winds and the wetness and the slipperiness and so forth. So we just jumped in the pool during a non-rainy portion of the day, and we just got some work done on our laptops and that kind of thing, and just went into the ocean a little bit, but it's still pretty rough out there and everything. So anyway, we're on our way to dinner. It was just very, very relaxing the last 2 days. Our flight was delayed going away tomorrow, but not too much, I don't think. So that should still be working out. Anyway, it's beautiful here, as you can see. And the surf is still coming in hot. So that's what's happening. All in all, I can't wait to talk about what I think, what, you know, our general impressions are of things and so forth. So I will come back to do that, but right now we have reservations, we gotta go. Good morning, I'm propping you up right here. We're in the room. Last night we had dinner. I don't even know where I left off. It's just been a little bit on the crazy side because of this tropical storm. Last night we found out that Fort Lauderdale is flooded. It's an absolute mess, and we're trying to figure out when our flights are going to be today. So they did not know. They first said they were changing our flights from 11 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. And then I got an email quickly saying, "Can you come? We're going to try to get you a little bit earlier. Can you guys be at the airport at 3:30?" And I said, yes, let us know. Didn't hear a thing. The whole rest of the evening, didn't hear a thing. And we were just looking at all the news reports and so forth. And yeah, it's a little bit crazy in Fort Lauderdale. So this morning, the first thing I did when I got up was to call the airport. And the lovely receptionist lady person who answered the phone answered from her car. She said she was over an hour late to work. She's still trying to get to work. She's been working out of her car on the way. All of Fort Lauderdale area around the airport and south of that is flooded like crazy. She said she's never seen anything like it, not even during a hurricane. Sirens were going off all over the place around her. So there were times she had to stop talking to me until the sirens went away so we could hear each other. Basically, she's trying to get to work. She believes that they can try to get us out even earlier, like maybe 2, but she has to get to the hangar first to find out. So I'm on standby waiting to see what time we need to be getting to the airport here. We don't want to go too early. There's, you know, like 3 plastic chairs to sit in and a very stuffy room, kind of. So we're just gonna hang out here at the hotel. It's only like a 5-10 minute drive to the airport, so no big deal. But we need to be out of this room because someone's coming in, you know, checking into it today. So we're getting our stuff out of this room, and then they put us in a day room. to just hang out in, or we can sit outside and stare at the ocean, whatever it takes, until they can get us to the airport for the flight. So I'm still waiting to hear where, when the flight is. Now, with Fort Lauderdale being that flooded, we have no idea if my car is completely flooded or has floated away. We do believe that it's out of the danger zone somewhat because the executive airport is north, quite a bit north, not right next to the Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport. So it looks like it's a little bit on the edges of the flood zone from what we can tell on the map that we can find right now. And she was unable to tell us how bad it was at the airport because she hasn't even gotten there yet. So we're waiting. We're waiting to see when we can get out. And then we don't know what we're expected to find when we get there, but then we still have another like 3.5 hour drive on a good day home. But if they're stopped and traffic's a mess and so forth, it could be quite crazy. So it's gonna be an adventure getting home. There's no doubt about it. But, we've had to miss out on a couple excursions and the craziness of this tropical storm and whatnot. But even so, we've had a really good time. So yeah, but yeah, I will definitely talk about all the different little bits and pieces and stuff of the resort and what you can expect if you plan to come here, etc. Because it's definitely different from anywhere we've been in a lot of ways, not massively, but just for different reasons. So I will explain that, but right now we're just trying to get home safely. And yeah, so that's what's happening right now. I'm packing. Just getting everything packed up. It's beautiful out there today. Well, we landed back in Fort Lauderdale. It was a bit of a situation trying to get on a flight and so forth, and the weather was weird, and the flight over was a little bit scary, but the pilot did an amazing job. He had to like go around these different storm cells and so forth, so we could land in Fort Lauderdale, and the car's fine. We were worried about that. The airport that we flew into is north of the main part of the flooding, so it worked out really well. So we're back in the car. We now have a 3.5 hour drive home, and yeah, we should get home around 10 p.m. So that's what we're doing next, and I will be back to talk to you real quick about what, all the different ins and outs of the place. We've been back for 2 days. Apologize if it's kind of echoey and so forth. I'm in our new house. No furniture, nothing yet. So anyway, this is where I plopped down on the floor of the living room, actually, to just quickly give the recap on what we thought of the island and of the resort and so forth. Most of this part will be interesting, mostly if you watch the show Renovation Island or Island of Brian, and you kind of wanted to see what it seemed like in person, so to speak, or get someone's opinion, or if you're considering going to the resort. So here are the general thoughts and so forth on how it was, what we thought, etc. I have notes just so I don't want to, because I really don't want to forget, any little bits that we thought. In general, it was lovely. Getting there was simple enough on a small plane, if you don't mind small planes. So that was kind of interesting, and back again also, small plane situation. So it's pretty remote. This is an island that, I'll be honest, I didn't know existed in the Bahamas. It's South Andros, and it's one of the biggest, I think it is the biggest island of the Bahamas. I knew Freeport, I've been to Nassau, those kind of things, but I did not know about this one. I also knew about the Exumas and Bimini and all that, but not South Andros, or North Andros. So anyway, that was very interesting. So we flew in it all worked out perfectly fine. They picked us up from the airport. The people from the resort picked us up at the airport and brought us in. It was a lovely reception. We got lovely fruit punch drinks. We were greeted nicely. We got to sit in this lovely little seating area to check in and do all that rather than at a desk like you do in some resorts. Very, very kind. They gave us all of our information, the things, the excursions we set up for. They gave us paperwork to just to remind us like those type of things and when dinner times were and so forth. So that was really nice and showed us all around the resort and to our room. The rooms, you have choices of different room types. There are the villas, which there are the villas in the back, the private villas that you can't really see the ocean from necessarily. It's kind of behind the main clubhouse. Then there also have signature cabins, villas, that are up closer to the sea. So you can see that, and they're beautiful. These are my favorites of all the villas. They have the clubhouse suite rooms, which are kind of a partial ocean view. They're facing, left and right, and the ocean would be in front here. But then there are two signature clubhouse end cap, basically, rooms, and we were in one of those two, which was a room number 101. Out of all of them, I think that we chose the most perfect room. I don't know if we got lucky or what, but I wanted one of those on the end. Didn't know which one. I didn't know what the views were like, whatever. And so I just thought, let's just try this. And it was great. It was perfect. We were close enough to just walk over to everything. The pool was right there. The ocean was a few steps off of our patio, yet we were still secluded enough and right there on the ocean. It was fabulous. So if I were to go back again, I would probably choose that or one of the villas that are up close to the ocean too, because of the sand and the palm trees. They were just so stunning. So you have several different choices of type of room or villa if you are planning to stay there. So in general, it was a small, intimate, boutique type hotel, resort type of a thing. Very attentive, very kind. The staff was lovely, but definitely smaller, but almost very few details were overlooked, if any. They just had a lot there for you, a lot of things that you could use that were part of the price of your room. I know in the signature rooms, you can just use the bikes for free. I believe there's a charge if you're not in a signature room or villa, but I don't think it's exorbitant in any way, shape, or form. They had umbrellas in the room in case you needed to, run to the dinner place or whatever. Just thoughtful things like that. They had snorkels for everyone to use. They were in the room already. I'm sure they disinfect them, but we brought our own snorkels because I have a special snorkel problem, and the kind that I get, it's that full face mask kind. Game changer. I can snorkel with that. I cannot snorkel with the other snorkels. So anyway, that's neither here nor there. We brought our own snorkels and we're so glad we did. So that was great. Let's see. They do keep it so that they ask no children under the age of 12 at the resort, just to keep the peace and so forth, it's quieter. There's light music playing at the pool area. Just enough so you can kind of hear the beat, and if you're at the pool you can hear it, but not anything preponderant or annoying in any way, shape, or form. It was very, very nice the way they did it. You could still hear the surf easily. It was just sort of in the background, and it was very nice. Again, everything was kept very clean. The upkeep was beautiful. People blowing leaves away and cleaning things up, and it looked beautiful at all times, which was wonderful. Like I say, very attentive. There are 3 restaurants on site. Now, there are a few little restaurants and bar kind of things in the town area of South Andros, in Congo Town area, but very tiny, very small. You can check them out or whatever. So for all intents and purposes, the only restaurants were right there at the resort. So there was one breakfast type of a place called Switcha. They have, fresh made muffins in the morning and cookies and different kinds of coffee and some smoothies and things like that, little sandwiches that you can get there. And I think they're open till 3. And for lunch, you could eat at Drifts, which is the pool bar restaurant kind of a thing right there by the pool along the ocean. Great menu, in my opinion. I thought there were a lot of things that would go for just about anyone. And my husband's a very picky eater. I'm not so much, but he specifically was very happy with some of the choices there too. So that was really good that he didn't have to, struggle to find something to eat. And one of the best pina coladas I've ever had in my life. They were so, so good. Love it. So that was great. And then dinner option was the hotel restaurant inside the clubhouse, which is called Luska, and they had a limited menu, so be aware of that. Each day the menu changed. You'd get a piece of paper to show you what was on the menu. There were 2 starter options, usually a soup and a salad, and there were 3 entree options. There was always a meat option, so like a steak or a chicken or lamb, something like that. Then there was a seafood option. We had grouper a couple times as an option. Shrimp was another one, things like that. And then the other 3rd option was always a vegetarian type of a meal. Then they did have a pretty decent sized dessert menu also that changed a little bit while we were there. So that was interesting and nice. As my husband is a little bit pickier of an eater, he did find things that he could eat, but he had to pick around some of the accompaniments. So there is limited, food in that respect if you're particular or you want more options. So just keep that in mind also. They have so many things there to do, yet you have to be aware that whatever that is that's there is pretty much all you're going to do. It's not like you can run over to 16 places or go see a movie if it rains or anything. That is not an option there. So it is what it is. And so the things that you could really do, by the way, there's also a pizza oven. They do a pizza oven bake kind of a thing when on Wednesdays and Saturdays. So we did get pizza one day, which was really good. So the things that are there and so forth, and a lot of it is included. They have a pool, very nice pool. We swam there quite a bit. They have an indoor game room with Netflix and foosball and a couch situation and board games and some books that you can take to the beach with you, whatever. So that was really nice. They have massage. They have this deck right by the ocean near the massage area that you can do morning yoga. You just sign up at the front desk and every morning they'll do yoga on that deck. There's water sport activities. A lot of things are included. You can use the different things that they have to offer. Obviously the snorkels, paddle boards, things like that. They also have some like catamaran kind of sailing things that you can sign up for. They have the bikes that you can bike around the resort and around town if you like. They had many excursions that you could also choose to do or not. We had chosen the evening boat cruise thing, which didn't happen because of the storm. And we also chose the hike to the blue holes and swimming there and stuff, but that didn't happen either because of the treacherous conditions. So we had a lot of rain, unfortunately, so we weren't able to do those, but we had talked to several people at the resort that did those like the days before or whatever and really, really enjoyed them. So that was good to know. Other excursions are, they have a thing where you can take you to like a private beach for a few hours. They drop you off and they set things up for you and you can order food, whatever. They had several options like that, different boating things, bone fishing, other fishing. Let's see, they had, bags, like games like, where you throw the bag into the whole thing, cornhole, whatever you want to call it. They had that. They had hammocks to just sort of just relax in. There was a pickleball court, check that out. You will have seen them build that if you watched the show. There was a boutique shop, like a little boutique shop. You might have seen that too in the show. It's a small little room, but they had some lovely choices of things. I got a t-shirt and a book for about making different tropical cocktails. I thought that would be a cute thing as a little souvenir to have and to try some of those recipes here at home. So I did that, which was nice, and I got the t-shirt to wear too, with the logo and all that on it. Oh, that was kind of cute. So there was all of that, just things to be aware of. Bring everything you're going to need. If you forget something at home or whatever, it's hard to find anything on the island that you might need. The gift shop thing itself had Tylenol and bug spray. And other than that, except for some lotions and soaps and things that you already had in your room, nothing else if you forgot some sort of a toiletry. They may have been able to get something for you if you talk to the front desk, I'm not sure. But as far as buying something in the boutique or the gift shop, that was pretty much it, the Tylenol and the bug spray. So there might have been some sunscreen too, if I recall. A little bit, yes, I think there was sunscreen there too, which we didn't know if there would be, so we brought our own. But generally speaking, you need to be real careful to bring everything that you think you're going to need while you're there, because there's not a lot of option to purchase it while you're on the island. The worst thing about the entire trip, in our opinion, were the bugs. They do spray every day, you know, and they try to keep things and it's as clean as it can be. But if you're on the sand in the morning or in the later afternoon, early evening, you will get eaten up. We still have red dots all up and down our legs from the no-see-ums or midges, I believe they are also called in different places. We're itchy. Our legs are, especially from the knees down, are very itchy. Plus, we had to have a few incidents of horse flies, but there they call them doctor flies, if you know from either term. They are these enormous flies that zoom in and immediately bite, and they draw blood. So there were a couple of spots on my legs that were bleeding. So we got off the sand for that. You know, we decided, let's just wait till it's not so bad. So that's something to be aware of, which is why they have the bug spray in the boutique probably too for people. I'm sure I'm not the only one that's ever had that happen to me. So keep in mind, either bring some really good bug spray, stay off the sand during certain times, or whatever, but that's how that works. There are no TVs in the rooms, so keep that in mind. If you're wanting to watch TV, this isn't the place to do it unless you have it on your phone or whatever. And there are no coffee makers in the rooms either. So the coffee that you can get would be at Switcha or at the main dining room in Luska. You can grab a cup of coffee when you want. It's $3 a cup, and there's not like refills at breakfast or anything like that. If you get coffee and you want extra coffee, you pay for extra coffee. So, which is a little different from other places that I've been before, and I'm sure you have too. So just keep that in mind. In the room, they have a very good sized refrigerator type of a thing. They have different options for mixers if you want to make drinks. They have rum and vodka and several different types of white wine, and they have beer, and they have several different types of red wine, soft drinks, orange juice, things. Also, we were given a free bottle of Prosecco with 2 champagne glasses and some cute little snacks. There were coconut chips and some chocolates that were made with pistachios and some other nuts that were just yummy, little snacks like that from when we first arrived. And that was a really nice touch too. So we had that also. But basically there's a bowl of other snacks, you know, different kinds of like banana chips and potato chips, little brownie bites, things like that were on the counter too, if you wanted to purchase those to go along with anything else in the mini bar. So you did have options for snacking in the room, which was also a good thing that we did do a little bit when we just didn't really want to wander out in the pouring rain or whatever. So for us, yeah, things were definitely different. We didn't get to try out as many things as we wanted to. However, you know, we still had a really good time. We were there to relax, which is really what we needed. We've been going full on nonstop, you know, moving and house hunting and trying to do this move and, you know, all this stuff and coordinating things. And it has just been go, 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 go. And we didn't realize we would have found a house before this trip, but we did. And so that was like literally we closed on the house and left a couple days later. I mean, it just is what it is. So we did have a very good time. However, I would like to have been able to do some of the excursions and things that we had planned, but in general, it's a beautiful place. It's relaxing, it's lovely. People would call us by name. They knew who we were, you know, toward the end, especially they would immediately greet us because after you see the same person, they serve you 6 times, you know, they know. So it was great. We got to talk to a lot of other people that were there from different places, and that was really good too. It's good because people come together like at the places to eat and things, and they really do chat because you're kind of this small group on a small island, and it just sort of feels like you're in this together. So it's nice if you want to do that, but you can also avoid the others very easily too if you want, and you just don't really want to chat it up with everybody all the time. And so it was a really good mix in that respect too. So I hope you enjoyed this. I wanted to see what it was like for myself, and if any of you are interested in kind of hearing the impressions and stuff, I wanted to make sure I tried to give you a good idea of what it was like also. So anyway, we're so glad we went. We're very happy. We are back now with bug bites, but we're good. And we are starting this whole move into the new house process. So that's happening. Keep with me, guys. Thanks so much. Talk to you later. Bye.